Hello, welcome to the Happy Hippie Intuitive and to today's tarot collection and oracle collection video. Today I'm going to show you my indie decks, and so it's going to be mostly tarot decks but also a couple of oracle card decks that I have that are indie. Now I do have, I believe, 30 or a little bit over 30 decks, so I will have to split this video into half. So you are now watching part one. So if this is something that interests you, then stick around. Now grab yourself a cup of coffee, pause the video if you need to, or a cup of tea. I have my coffee here with me today, and we will get really comfy and cozy and we will go through all these decks together, okay? Now, let me just start by removing some of these, and then we are going to get into one at a time. It won't be tarot first and oracles after, because some of the indie decks that I have the one that made the deck have both indie tarot and oracle, and so I want to be able to show you both kind of at the same time. Okay, so that's that. Let's remove my coffee a little bit over here. So, but let's start now. Okay, let's start up with the first deck I chose for today, and it is the Spirit Edition Oracle Cards by Patrick Gamble. So that's the box, okay? It comes in a kind of a soft box, but, you know, it's quite big. And it comes also with a really, really good book that he made. That is Patrick Gamble himself there. He is an artist, okay? So this is quite a good book, colored book, lots of information. It also comes with this kind of... spread that you can use underneath. I'm not going to pull the whole thing out, but they got the spring equinoxes, and it's kind of a year spread that you can do, that he has enclosed this kind of a map, if you will, that you can use, okay? He also has signed it with a special card, Spiritual Oracle Cards by Patrick Gamble, and signed edition by Patrick Gamble there. So that's kind of neat. Now, these are the cards. Now, I believe he started with some cards, and then it got more and more and more. And so he kind of adds to the cards every year, I think, because he paints new art, and then so he includes that in the new deck. But we're going to look at the cards, okay? So let's just zoom in a little bit here so I don't have to hold all of them up. Okay, let's see. So this is the back. Beautiful, beautiful back. Now I'm just going to flip through some of it because it is quite the deck here. Or maybe we should do it this way instead, easier. There you go. So these are, of course, artwork, each and every card here. So it's quite intricate. Some of them are easy breezy, but some of them are quite intricate. And they have, as you can see, totally different meaning. And it's a big deck. It's many cards here. I'm not really sure how many. I didn't really check that right now. But there's lots of cards with lots and lots of different images. They can be used for pretty much anything. Okay? I haven't used this deck so much so far in my readings for some reason, even though I really like his artwork. So I will probably try and include this a little bit more in my future readings. Okay, so I'm just going to look at that. That's so beautiful. And that one as well, the wolf medicine card. So it is some, you know, it's fairies, it's a little bit of shamanistic stuff in here, and of course spiritual. Angels. It's a little bit of everything in this, you know, but a lot of it is Native American inspired. Look at that one. Isn't that just gorgeous? Yeah, I really, really love these images. It's a fun deck. I really recommend it. And I will, as I said, use it more in the future, in my future readings here, because I think this is quite interesting artwork in this one. Okay, so that is the Patrick Gamble. You have to order it directly from his own website. which is, let me just check, I believe it's just called patrickgamble.com. Let me check here. I thought it said on the back. No, it doesn't say, but I do, just Google it, because I do believe it's called patrickgamble.com. Here it is, yeah. patrickgamble.com, okay, .uk, co-UK, okay, not com, co-UK, sorry. Okay, and he's also on Facebook and Twitter if you want to find him there. So that's that. So that was the first one, people. We have a lot to go through today. Ah, fun, fun, fun. Okay, so let's do a tarot deck. This might hurt tarot. Okay, let's just zoom a little bit out again here. It's a little bit too close. So let's look at it. Okay, I forgot to have a little bit of decoration here today. We have to have some decoration. There you go. Okay. So this might hurt tarot. I have shown you this before in my favorite. If you have watched my favorite tarot decks, then this is in the collection. This is quite a good book, and I will flip through this quite quickly because you can find a review of this also in my favorite tarot decks collection. Okay, so I'll just flip through this quite quickly. It's This Might Hurt Tarot by Isabella Rotman. Modern, for the modern reader. It's very easy to read, I think. It's to the point. It is right away kind of influenced, but they have taken their own little way of looking at things, I feel, in this. And it's really, as you can see, very modern. So that's kind of that deck. It's really, it's quite bendy, but it's made out of something that I'm not sure what it is, but it's really durable. And it's also gilded a little bit here. You can get this, of course, on IsabellaRotman.com, but I do think that she has made some. She has, yeah, you see Isabella Rotman right there. She has made some connections with different studios around the world, I think. So I think you can actually get this other places as well, but you kind of have to Google that. So that's another indie deck by Isabella Rotman. Highly, highly recommended. Really good tarot deck. Okay, so moving on. We have... Now I'm going to show you the two Deja Drewit decks that I have so far. It's these two here. I have ordered some more decks coming. She is an artist, and she of course makes this all by herself, by hand. She gilds them in the colors that you see here on the sides. So the sides on this is purple and this is green. And so I'm waiting for two other decks that I have ordered that I haven't seen before or used before. But I've seen others use it, so those are on the way. I believe those are called some power affirmation cards or something. Anyways, but they're on the way. So this is a deck that I really love, Oracle deck, Love Story Oracle by Deja Drewit. And there is a guidebook here. I've also shown you this before, I believe in my Oracle video. This is the guidebook. There's some extra cards so you can make yourself. Okay, and then there are the cards. They look like this on the back. As I said, they're purple on the side. Very easy, breezy artwork, but I really, really love it. I just love the feel of it. I love the colors. I love her style. Really nice deck. Many people use this deck, so you've probably seen it before. I'm going to flip through it quite quickly, because I have, as I said, shown this before in another video called my top 10 Oracle cards. Okay, so this is one of my favorites, most definitely. Highly recommended, worth the wait and worth the money, of course. So that's that. Now, she also made this called My Quality Time Self-Care Activity Cards. 44 card decks guidebook by Deja Drewit. So these are... like so. She also enclosed cards that you can make yourself in this one, as she did in the other guidebook. Of course, smaller cards, but still nice guidebook colored pictures. And this is the back of the cards, the side of the cards, and these are the cards themselves. So this is kind of a little bit of information or advice on what you could do for self-care. You know, so I have used this quite a bit in my readings, along as with the love story oracle as well that we saw before. So I find these cards very to the point, easy to understand, and of course easy with this size. And when you do a reading, when you have many cards, it's nice to have some cards that are not too big as well. So these are kind of very good cards to use at the end of the reading, is what I feel. So very nice, easy looking. I like, as I said, her artistry and her color palette and everything. So yeah, love these cards and have used them quite a bit. Okay, so that's the My Quality Time Self-Care Activity Deck by Deja Drewit. Okay, so moving on. Now this deck right here, I'm not sure if it's supposed to be called an indie deck, but since you cannot get it in any mass market store, I will call it an indie deck, because you have to go and order it from Make Playing Cards, I think is the company. And then the artist have, of course, sent her information in there, and then you can order as many as you want. So I have actually 2 copies of this. The Journey Oracle Cards. So it's made by Laura Emily. She's called the Happiness Coach. That's all I know. BeGoodSoul.com. BeAGoodSoul.com might be her website then, I guess. I really love these cards. I love the back of them. Look at that. And also the cards. They are really vibrant for me. They have straightforward information. And actually also very good cards to use as extra cards, if you will, in a reading. Or as an oracle, of course, main oracle. But I very often, I haven't used this in a while, but I did very much in the beginning, and when I started my channel. And I very often use this at an extra card you pulled kind of at the end of a reading. So that's kind of how I used it, but it can be used standalone as well, you know, with just this deck. So I think it's really just straight to the point. I love the images in this, you know, so, and it's from all corners of the world, these images. So that's kind of something I like too. So very easy to understand, beautiful cards for me. So I like them and I recommend them. so that's that. So that is the Journey Oracle cards right there. Okay. Now moving on. Okay, let's see here. We have 2 mini Oracle cards here from the White Witch Oracle. One is called the Witch's Familiar Runic Oracle. And it also comes with, actually, let me just pull that out real quick. You can download the book, and I did that, but it also comes with this sheet here where it's kind of very easy explained. I just put it in plastic, each and every rune. So you can use this sheet if you have runes themselves like I do. You can kind of cast runes, or you can of course reuse the cards. So these are the cards. This is the back, and these are the cards. So this really fun looking, beautiful cards, I think, with of course the name of the runes and the rune symbol on top. And then she's kind of made her own take with the pictures here on the meaning of the different cards. Now you would think that I would know all these runes, right? Since I'm Norwegian. I do not know them by heart. I know a couple of them. Dagas is actually day. Dag is actually the Norwegian name for day. So, yeah, it's even though we live in Norway, we don't know these rune symbols so well. We should. I know we should. Okay, so that's that. So that's one of the decks that I ordered from her. And the other deck is called Crystal Ball Pocket Oracle. Now this is a very small deck, but it is straight to the point. And if you're doing a reading where you kind of need to have some yes and no answers, this is your deck. That's the back. So this is very straight to the point answers in questions you might need answers to, right? So there's a straight no. Choose a new direction. Let go. Reconsider. Yes. So, you know, so this is a deck that I think is really fun to use. I haven't used it so much lately. I did for a while, so I'll probably bring it back. But this is really a good, really good deck and fun to have for me. So that's that. So these are the two decks from the White Witch Oracle. Okay. So, and this is called the Witch's Familiar Runic Oracle. Okay. So that's that. Put those away here. And I'm going to have a sip of coffee. If you grabbed a cup of coffee, then cheers, everyone. Have a sip. Gotta have some coffee. Okay, now let's look at it. Where are we gonna go? Yeah, let's look at this. Now, next one. Angel cards. Powerful messages from the angels by Mark Bajerski, Healer of Hearts. Now, he is a healer and also a specialist in crystals that is originally from the UK, but lives currently in, I believe, Mijas in Spain. And he has made at least these cards. I believe maybe he has made some others, and he has written some books. And he also sells a lot of jewelry on his website. I have bought, among other things, a lot of Moldavite from him because he has someone in Czechia that he is connected with, and he makes jewelry out of Moldavite. So, among many other crystals. Okay, so have a look at his website. I believe it is just markbajerski.com. Yeah, I think so. So you can Google him. Yeah, markbajerski.com, it says right there on the bottom, okay? So this is the back. Now, these are images and kind of main theme, and then there is a message printed right on the card. So you don't have a guidebook with this, okay? So I'm just going to flip through this quite quickly. Now, these are also the kind of cards where I pull in the end of a reading, where kind of an additional message from the angels, if you will. You can, of course, use this just as, you know, pull a card for the day, or just kind of use this one card to make a reading out of. But it is more or less kind of a message from the angels for you regarding different things. Right? So I'm just going to flip through that real quick. So that's kind of how this works, you know. So that's that. That is the angel cards by Mark Bajerski, and you have to order it through his website. He is on Facebook, Instagram. He has his own YouTube channel. You can find him pretty much anywhere, I think. Yeah. So that's that. Okay, moving on. Let's move over to the Spacious Tarot. I believe this also was in my favorite video. So you can find, of course, a review on there too. But anyways, this is the box, like so. And you get a guidebook. Quite good. And these are the cards. So this is the back, quite simple with some different colored star dots on there. And these are the cards. Beautiful, beautiful cards. So, this is not any, it's not any people or anything in here. It's nature deck. So it is just some animals here and there, or just the wands or the cups, or, you know, stuff like that. So I really love this deck. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Now, I think it's a really fun deck, as I said. I like the colors. It's matte. It's bendable to ripple shuffle if you want to. So I really like this, but I have talked about this before, so I'm not going to spend too much time with this today. But I believe they still have this available. Oh, I just love that death card. It's so beautiful. If you can call a death card beautiful. I do believe they have this still, more of these to be ordered. But you kind of have to go and have a look for yourself, though. It is the spacioustarot.com where you can find this, okay? Yep, so that's that. To make some more space on my side here. Now let's go to this one. Astro Soul Oracle deck. Now this is from the astrosouldeck.com, so you kind of have to go there to find this. It is with a little book, just explaining the different things we have here. It's the planets, it's the signs, zodiac signs, it's the houses, it's the different positions and stuff like that. It's really, really, you know, thorough on the astrology. Now this is it. It's kind of a dark blue with the gold on it. And that's kind of the same here. It's dark blue with gold. So the thing here is that there is a message, and there is a big message at the bottom here. That's kind of what I use. Now you can use this deck for getting to know like the houses and the planets and all of that. You can use it just as a normal oracle deck because it has, as you can see here, words on what it means, the different things here. So except for these, except for the zodiac signs. So that you kind of have to read up on if you don't already know a little bit about the zodiac signs here. But the other ones have some, except for like this one and this one. They have more or less information on them. You can of course choose to pick out the ones that doesn't have a message on them and use it that way if you want to. But for me, I think it's really fun to use to get to know astrology a little bit. And when I do on my other channel, I sometimes talk a little bit about where the planets are and the influence that they might have on current energies. And so then it's really good to have a deck like this to show and to tell and to explain. I'm not an astrologer, but I have learned a little bit, and I choose to use that as information in my videos on my Pure Light Awakening channel, which will be linked below if you're interested in channeled work, conversations with angels, star beings, astrology, energy updates, frequency updates, and stuff like that. So that is the Astro Soul Oracle deck. Okay. Yep, flipping through here pretty quickly. Need some more coffee. Cheers, people. This will be the next one. Sorry, people, need my coffee. Okay, so this is the Superlunaris tarot. And yeah, I didn't say any where to find it here, but I guess you have to Google. Let's look at this little pamphlet that came with it. Here it says superlunaris.com actually. So that's it. And the back is like this. It is gilded in pink, but it is already started to chip a little bit. So I would not ripple shuffle with this if I were you. I do not do that. So anyway, so these are the images. I have also talked about this in the other favorite video, favorite tarot. Yeah, so this is one I've used quite a bit on my channel. It looks a little bit dark, but it gives a feeling. It can be also very joyful, as you can see. So it's kind of all kind of emotions in it. And for me, I feel like it reads very easy. You get quite quickly the feeling of what they're trying to convey in these images here, okay? So, yeah. I really enjoy this deck. Really, really enjoy it. I have said so before as well on when I showed you the video before. If you've seen it. If you haven't seen it, jump back and see my top 15 favorite tarot decks. So you will see a little bit more information there, okay? But this is kind of the images and the feel of that. I just, that's all I have to say. I just recommend it. It's a good read. It really, really is. They're quite bendable cards. and matte, so it doesn't shine too much in the light when you're doing readings. So that's always good. And I like, of course, that it's pink on the gilding here. And the back, I really like that as well. Which is good for us who does the pick-a-card readings. It's always nice to have nice backs on the cards. So that's that. It just comes with a tiny pamphlet, but it does say everything you need to know, kind of, about the different cards. So, yeah. So that's the Superlunaris Tarot. Okay, moving on to another one that I talked about before. The Sasurabito Tarot. Now let's just have a sip of coffee. Okay, I finished my coffee there, people. No more coffee for me for today. Okay. Sasurabito Tarot by Stacey Barrington. Okay, so that comes in a box like so. And it has, of course, a guidebook. Straight to the point information. No pictures, though. The back, just gorgeous. Really, really nice. Gold gilded on the edges here, so be careful with the ripple shuffle. I have also talked about this before in my 15 top tarot, so I'm not going to go very in depth with this today. Just show you a little bit of the images here, in case you did not watch that video. Very modern deck as well. Very beautiful images for me. I love the artwork here. Love the color palette as well. It's matte, quite bendable. Good cardstock, I think. I love this star card here. Some of the images are very straightforward. Some, I would say that you kind of have to know tarot a little bit to enjoy this deck. But I just love this deck. Nudity, it is nudity in here, I'm sorry to say. Not sorry, not for me, but for some that might feel that that is bad. I don't mind it. But there is, of course, some nudity in this deck. That's just the way it is, people. Just love the images here. The feeling of this deck, just I just love it. That's all I have to say about this. Definitely worth the money. Absolutely. And I recommend it highly. So that's that. The Sasurabito Tarot. So, because many of my, of course, favorite decks was indie decks, so that's kind of why I'm repeating myself a little bit. But this was a Sasurabito Tarot by Stacey Barrington. Okay. Now, we move over to the Gentle Heart Tarot by Vanessa Sumania. And I will also go through that quite quickly. I think many people have seen it. The Gentle Heart Tarot is even gilded, pink gilded on the book. Quite a good guidebook with pictures in it. Now, this is the back. Pink gilded on the side. The palette is very, very easy. I love the palette in this. I love the images. I think it's to the point, fun, very feminine. I like to have a deck that is this feminine, you know, because I have so many different decks. I wanted also to have a deck that was kind of very feminine, and I feel this is. So there isn't so much to say about this, except that I really, really like it. It isn't the cheapest one. She lives in, I think, Belgium, is it? I believe it's Belgium. So you kind of have to order it from her shop there. It came very quickly to me. It was delivered within 3 days, I believe. So, and it was also delivered with a beautiful crystal rose quartz heart and some other many things along the way there. So she has her own channel on YouTube as well and does readings. So if you are interested in that, her shop and her, it's called Bow Life. So I believe that's bowlife.com that you have to look for, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, designed in Switzerland. So yeah, bowlife.com, it says right there. So Switzerland, that's where she lives. Okay, so That is the Gentle Heart Tarot with from Vanessa Samania. Oh, if I can get it into the deck, into the box. Okay, so moving on to the next deck of my indie collection. We are okay on time. Let's see. There are so many decks and they're almost falling down here. Okay, let's go to this one. Two different decks called the Souci cards and Souci cards 2. These you can only get from the woman who made this, and her name is Nadine Breitenstein. She lives in Germany. And these are the cards. There are many oracle cards. This is the back. And these are the cards. Beautiful, beautiful images. And then there's kind of a lot of words on the bottom to explain what the card is about. Okay. So I'm just going to zoom in a little bit more on that because they're quite small, these cards. Okay, so just look at the images here, people. They are just so beautiful and some of them very intricate. Okay. I've used this as kind of extra cards when I do readings, but it's enough. You can actually do a reading almost from one card here. Or use this as, of course, a normal oracle deck. But these cards are very special to me. They're just totally different from anything I've seen before. And so that's kind of what interested me a lot in her artwork and these decks here. So it isn't the normal words that you have on oracle decks, from what I've seen from before. So it's unique for me. So that's the first one she made, called just Souci cards. And you can order them. Remember, if you order them online, remember to make sure that you order the English version, because I have ordered a German version as well by mistake. So the German version will pop up automatically, and so you kind of have to... Oh, there it landed. So let's look at the second one. So you have to make sure that you click into English if that's the language you want. Okay, so this is the second one. I will flip through that as well. Now, so just make sure that you click English so you don't do the same mistake I did where I ordered the German one first. I do have family in Germany, so I know some German, so I could kind of use it, but I'm not fluent, so... For me, that it was a little bit of a struggle reading those cards. So I ordered it again in English together with a second edition. Not second edition, but the second oracle deck that she made. So these are different cards, as you can see, but just the same style. But different images, different messages. Totally different messages again. So I just really love her work. I think it's just gorgeous. Brilliant, brilliant... deck, and very different, as I said, like this parallel world, flat earth. Yeah, so yeah, I just think it's really fun, really fun and beautiful decks, these ones, right? So that is the Souci cards, both deck number 1 and deck number 2. Okay, let's put these away, by Nadine Breitenstein. And you will have to Google her. It doesn't say anything about any web address, but I do feel I think it is just Nadine Breitenstein and then .com or something. But just Google her and you'll find it. Okay? Now, let's move on. This deck I also had in my other video. It's called the Alchemia Tarot deck. Now, the guidebook, if you don't know Japanese, then you might as well just throw it away because it came in Japanese. So, but the cards themselves are in English. Now, I have showed you this before in my, I'll zoom out a little bit, in my favorite top 15 tarot. So these are one of my favorites as well. So I'll just flip through real quickly with these cards as well. Very vibrant color, good cardstock, half bendy, very glossy. So you kind of have to mind that a little bit when you have, when you're making videos, of course. Just going to flip through that quite quickly. They are Rider-Waite friendly, these ones, but just the coloring in this deck is kind of what drew me in. I just feel it's really, really beautiful colors and artwork in this. Okay, so just showing you a little bit here and there of these cards. Okay, so that's that. That's the Alchemia tarot cards. And I do believe they have their, are they called alchemia.com? I don't remember. You have to Google that because it doesn't really say anything here on this box, okay? So that's the Alchemia, okay? Now moving on to another deck that I also had in my favorite 15, which is called the, from the Three Trees Tarot, Volume 1, Oak, Ash and Thorn company. This is, the deck is called Three Trees Tarot, and this is the first edition, and it is from the company of Oak, Ash and Thorn. Okay, so I do believe they're making other, and there's an authenticity card that comes with it that's kind of sticking out right here. You get in a little envelope, so that's kind of fun. And you get a couple of stickers and some little bit of gifts with it. Now they don't have a book, but they have these cards that explain the different cards. And that was all I needed. So this is the back. Cardstock quite thick. You can see that it's quite a thick deck. But so I wouldn't ripple shuffle awful because it's an indie deck, so I don't do that. But these images are just gorgeous. I have showed you this, of course, before in the top 15, but I'm going to show a little bit more here, unless in case you haven't seen the other video. But these cards are just beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I haven't used this so much yet. I have used them a couple of times in my readings on my channels, but I haven't. I have so many decks, so I haven't really gotten around to using them so much. But yeah, there's also a couple of cards extra here that you can put your own word on. I call this hiding. So now, so this is a deck I definitely want to use more. So I'll just go through them quite quickly. This is, of course, only animals in this. Only the animal world. It's the forest animals, you know. It's beautiful. I just love this deck. So, so beautiful. Highly recommend it. And worth the money. Okay. Yep, you know, the indie decks are not the cheapest ones, but when with artwork like this, it's definitely worth it. So that's from Oak, Ash and Thorn, the Three Trees Tarot. Okay, moving on. Let's see, now we have the Tarot Fauna. I do believe I showed this to you as well in the other video, but yeah, I think so. But anyways, here it is. That's the back. It doesn't have a book. You have to go to, this is Brittany Burkhardt. I do believe you just have to Google that one. It doesn't say any address or anything here. So these are the cards. These are also animals, animal-related cards. And beautiful, beautiful artwork. I get a really good feeling when I use these cards, especially because of the otters. I just love otters. Otters and owls are kind of my favorite thing. I have lots of favorite animals, but there's just something about otters that makes me happy. Watching otters play in the water, I mean, it just gives you a happy feeling inside, I guess. So anyways, no, so this star is so beautiful. Now, so these cards are gorgeous, I must say. Really, really like the artist's work here. And yeah, it's a good cardstock, even though it's quite thin and bendable, but it isn't cheap material here. So I think that's really fun. Really good. So no, I as you can see, the sun and the moon is kind of the same, just night and day here, which is kind of fun. Now, love the hermit card. Love bunnies as well, by the way. No, so this is highly recommended as well, most definitely. Just beautiful, beautiful cards. Okay, look at that fun otter. Okay, so that is the Tarot Fauna. Okay, moving on. So we have time for a couple of more in this first half of these this video. Let's go to the Slow Tarot. I have not shown you this before, by Lacey Bryant. Slow Tarot. So it comes with a thin guidebook, like so, but it is just kind of to the point information here about all the cards. So it's not a bad book, but it is quite thin. So this deck is, if you see closely, it's made by kind of canvas linen kind of material, so it's quite bendy and it's quite durable because of it. Okay, and it's really easy to shuffle this one because of that, and it's not too thick, so it's probably easy to ripple shuffle, you know, since it's that bendable and everything. But I don't want to, since it is an indie. Now for the images. This is very, very special artistry. Lot of detail, and this is a painting. Each and every card is a painting. This might have, or should maybe have been in my top 15. I love this Ace of Cups. For some reason, it didn't end up in my top 15. Maybe because I have so many other decks that I really, really love. So, but I must say that I of course really appreciate this artwork as well, especially because each and every card is a piece of art. I'm not sure if she uses oil paint. It almost looks like it's oil paintings that she does here. But just, of course, gorgeous, intricate, really, really good cards and images, these, I must say. Beautiful, beautiful. But maybe that's why I didn't make my favorite, because I'm not so sure I like this Empress card, but it's fun though. I mean, it's fun and it's different, but yeah, you know. Some of these cards are a little bit different style than what I normally like, so maybe that's why I didn't make the top 15, but definitely still one of my favorites and worth getting as an indie deck. Okay, that's all the aces are without borders, by the way, but everything else was with borders. So that's the Slow Tarot by Lacey Bryant. So let's see, you can get that. It's called the Modern Eden Gallery. So I guess you have to Google that one. It's reproductions of 78 original paintings by San Francisco Bay artist Lacey Bryant. So there you go. Okay, the Slow Tarot. I do believe we can fit one more deck in here before I have to close down for the second half. Let's go to Healers of the Earth Oracle. It comes in a deck like this. You slide it out, and then it has one of these bags. Now I ordered 2 of these, so I have different styles of the deck. You can choose that yourself. It's Mandy Peterson who has made these. This is the guidebook. It's quite good, quite intricate, a lot of information. So really good book. So there you see a guidebook, Mandy Peterson. And there are 2 different styles to this decks. Now this one had a silver gilding, but I have chosen to gently put a little bit of color in between, so now it's more like a colorful gilding for me. This is the backs, and these are the cards. Beautiful images, and there's some information on the back of each card, as you can see. A lot of card. What was it she said? How many? I didn't see how many it said here, but yeah, a whole bunch. A whole bunch of cards. So I just want to show you some of this because I'm going to show you the other as well. So these cards are quite thick, okay? You can maybe ripple shuffle with them, but it will be a little bit of a struggle. As you can see, this is quite thick. So that's the one that came in that bag. And then I ordered another style of the same cards, which is a little bit thinner. No, maybe a little bit. at least the cards are more bendable. And the backs are different. And it also says, you know, as it also did in the other one, it's just a different style. Now these ones are bright and shiny silvery, and these have borders on them. So there's just a little bit of different style to the cards. And these are glossy, while the other ones are matte. So it's I just wanted to have the two different styles of these cards for some reason. So I ordered two different styles, but I love them both. I can't really decide which one is better. But these cards are intricate and gorgeous, and yeah, I used them a lot in the beginning of my readings. It's been a while since I used them so much, but I definitely think I'm going to bring them back out soon because I really, really enjoy these cards here. Okay, so that is the Healers of the Earth Oracle by Mandy Peterson. I do believe you can only get them at her website, so you kind of have to Google her to find them. Yeah, so that's pretty much all I can say about that. So there you go. Okay, so that was Healers of the Earth Oracle. If I can close this box off. That's that. Okay. Now, I do have several more decks here, but I have to split this up because my camera can only film 47 minutes and 47 seconds for some odd reason. So I will finish it there, and I will have a break, and I will make the second half. So this will be called Indie Decks Part 1, and then I will make Indie Decks Part 2 and try and put them out, you know, within a couple of days or maybe even the same day, so you can find everything there, okay? Thank you so much for being part of this show and tell today, and I hope to see you in the next video, Part 2. Okay, until then, bye.